Now I'm going to show you that how you can change the IP in FreeBSD and change the method of getting the IP from DHCP to static. And I'm going to show you that how you can make the settings persistent so that these settings come up every time you reboot the system. So now at the moment, if you check the rc.conf file, you can see it is DHCP, the method through which it gets the IP, and the IP address is 192.168.1.87. So I'm going to SSH to it as a user test. So in order to change the IP address, I'll type the command ifconfig and the name of the interface, which is em0. The IP address is going to be 192.168.1.88 and subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0 as it is class C private network address. So if I'm going to enter this command, I'm going to lose the connectivity, and that has happened. So now I'm going to open a new terminal and boot SSH as a user test to 192.168.1.88. I'll enter the password, and we have now a new IP over here, but these settings aren't persistent, and if I reboot the system, it would again get the IP from DHCP server. So to make sure that it gets this IP, I need to make some changes. And the file which needs to be changed is this one. Instead of configuring this interface with DHCP server, we are going to give it a static IP, and that is going to be inet 192.168.1.88, and the net mask would be 255.255.255.0. But if you look at the routes, we have lost the default route. We do not have it, and which means we cannot reach to the internet. Yes, there is no route, and in order to fix this, we need to make the entry into the same file, and we need to enter our default router. So default router is our gateway, which is 192.168.1.1, and now we need to restart some of the services. I think we have lost the connectivity. The connectivity is back again, and if I check the settings, if I check the default route now, it isn't there because we have just started the netif service. We need to restart the routing service as well. So let's restart that and see if the default router comes up. Yeah, here it is. And now if I ping gmail.com, it does respond. And since I have made the changes in etc.rc.conf file, so that means these settings are persistent, and when you are going to restart your machine, it would still stick with these settings. And not to forget that we do get the settings for our DNS server from DHCP server. So if I am making that static IP entry and we are not getting the IP and rest of the settings from DHCP server, we should have that DNS server in our resolve.conf, and it is already there. If you cannot resolve the names into IP, just open this etc/resolve.conf file and make sure that your default DNS or your DNS in your network is listed here. Now I'm going to reboot the system, and we will see if these settings come up automatically. So I'm rebooting the system. It might take a while. Yes, now the machine is up, and if I go and SSH into the same IP, I'm able to do that. And let me list the default route. We do have this 192.168.1.1 as a default router.